Okay, so in this video we will look at unit 5, which deals with Jesus' power over disease and nature. That's our main focus. Jesus came here on earth, but how did his power handle disease and nature? That's what we are looking at today. Bible texts, they are here. You can check them throughout your own time. I always said you use Good News Bible. At the end of this lesson, there are questions. There are questions and answers on how to answer questions on just his power over disease and nature. Now, what is a miracle? A miracle is something happening which cannot be fully explained by nature, okay, or by human reason. It's more like a supernatural. That's what a miracle is. In the Bible, a miracle is something with which man sees God at work. What do we mean? Whenever a miracle happens, as human beings, we see that God is working. That's God's work. That's how we see that God is working, through miracles in the Bible. Now, why did Jesus perform the miracles when he came here on earth? Well, one of the reasons is to show that the kingdom of God had come. The other one is to fulfill the Old Testament prophecies. The other one is to invite people to what? To put faith in God. And the other one is to out of sympathy and compassion. Sympathy, compassion is part of the characteristics of Jesus. So he performed all those miracles to show these four things here. Show that the kingdom of God has come, Old Testament prophets, invite people to have faith in God, and out of sympathy and what? Compassion. Now, there's one miracle that is well known in the Bible when Jesus Christ performed a miracle on a Sabbath. Now, what do we learn from such a miracle that Jesus Christ performed on Sabbath? What we learn is that Jesus had authority over the Sabbath. Okay? We also know that the Sabbath was made for the good of man and not the opposite. So, why Jesus performed that miracle is to show people that the Sabbath was meant for the good of man and not man for the good of the Sabbath. Alright? Then next is, it is better to save a life on a Sabbath than keep rituals and rules. The other lesson that we learn from that miracle on the Sabbath is that Jesus had compassion and he put the needs of the people first. So there is nothing wrong in doing something on the Sabbath which has to do with saving somebody's life. Now we have what we call lepers. Jewish attitude toward the leper. At the time of Jesus, Jews believed that sickness was caused by either a sin of a sick person or the sin of their relatives. Now, sickness was sent as a punishment for the sin committed. It was as sin as God's displeasure, and that person was considered a sinner. This made the Jews to make rules on leprous and lepers. We now understand these two types of diseases here. What were those attitudes or the rules which they made? Leprosy was considered a very unclean disease. Attitude number 1. Attitude number 2, it did not only require healing but also cleansing. Number 3, lepers were pronounced unclean and unkept people who were to like mourners going to their death. That's how they considered them. Take time to go through that. Now, these are the attitudes. Now, these are the rules. Okay, these are the rules which Jewish people had on lepers and leprosy. Now, my main interest is nowadays people's attitude towards people with HIV. Today, we discover that there is a lot of stigma and discrimination in most cases. Lack of confidence in them for what they can contribute to the society. A lot of people right now, they are being stigmatized and discriminated for the fact that they have got HIV and AIDS. This causes those people who are HIV positive to lack confidence in them, and they end up not contributing anything to the society. Now, remember we said the Jews had a certain attitude towards the people who had the lepers and leprous. what did Jesus have towards them? What attitude did now Jesus have? Jesus had compassion and love towards those people, especially the need. He had pity and sympathy. He accepted those who were rejected in society. He mixed freely with them. So this is how Jesus Christ treated those people, the lepers. But the Jews, they made rules on them. They treated them like animals or something. Now, some people don't believe in miracles, and well, they have their own reasons. Such reasons are that they have unbelief in the miracle working God. They don't know God, or some of them, they just don't know that, they don't accept the fact that God is there. And in belief in the miracle itself, they don't believe in the miracle itself. Wow, lack of proof or evidence. Some people have never seen any miracle happening, or any proof that okay, miracles do exist, so they don't believe in them. So these are the 3 reasons people do not believe in miracles. Now, each religion has its own way of teaching when it comes to miracles. Zambian tradition, they have got what they say about miracles. Find time to go through these points here. Hinduism also has got its own. We also have comparisons of Christianity versus Zambian tradition. Also the differences between Christianity and Zambian tradition. Then these, please take note, go through the differences. The questions do come. For example, they say state the differences in teachings on miracles between Christianity and Islam. They can ask you, please find time to do that. Then there are exam questions here. Please go through the exam questions here and answers to each of the questions there. Alright, I'll see you in the next lesson.